Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards, and welcome to another episode of Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, thank you for making us a part of your day. And this episode's a special one. This is a look back at Whiskey Warmer, the amazing whiskey event we were able to do last Saturday down at the West Haven Residence Club in Franklin, Tennessee. Whiskey Warmer just put on an amazing event. I can't tell you enough how awesome these guys were. There were food trucks, a cigar lounge, all the whiskey you could ever drink from a bunch of different distilleries. There was a great bluegrass band playing. She had an amazing voice. You can hear that on some of the broadcasts because it was just rockin'. It was a really, really good time. We were out and about talking to people, teaching about blind tastings, and then we were also doing the barrel pick along with Carother's Wine and Spirits and Leiper's Fork Distillery, and that will be the first cast strength Colonel Hunter Select bourbon pick that Leiper's Fork Distillery is going to do. So a huge thank you to Lee for that. A huge thank you to Justin and James from Carother's for manning the booth and making sure that everybody knew how to actually do a whiskey selection and a barrel pick. Can't thank the three of them enough. And stay tuned because later on this week, Zeke and I are going to go through those three and we'll tell you which one was the overall winner. So that will be an episode that will drop later on this week. Another big thank you to Printers Press Nashville for the banner and business cards we had at the event. You can reach out to them on Instagram, Facebook, just Printers Press Nashville. It's 615-297-5411. Go to them for all your printing needs. They just knocked it out of the park for us. We couldn't be happier. But we hope you all enjoy. This was just a fun night of people getting together, enjoying whiskey, having a great time. We hope you feel that way too. So cheers and enjoy. All right, so we are back here at Whiskey Warmer. We have Kyle from Tennessee Legend. Thank you so much for stopping by. And Kyle, you brought a couple of things along with us. We don't know which one is which. We love doing blind tasting, but tell us a little bit about your distillery, what you guys do, and where you are.
Sure. So Tennessee Legend, we're a small batch craft distillery. We're based out of Sevierville, Tennessee. We've been open for just about 3.5 years, though we did recently open a tasting room up in Nashville in the Marathon Village.
Well, that's shine country up there in Sevierville, isn't it?
So, of course, you do find a lot of shines up there, but one thing we tried to do right out the gate was, of course, like a lot of guys, we start with white whiskey because it's an easier and, less expensive way to get started. But we went into flavored whiskey very early on, and we tried to do flavored whiskey the right way. It's all natural flavors, it's no artificial sweeteners, and 100% white corn for the mash bill on that.
Awesome. So it's 100% white corn on the mash bill.
Yes.
You add flavors. You were telling me earlier it's all natural flavors,
yes.
Right?
So we don't do anything artificial. That's the problem. A lot of people hear flavored whiskey and they go, oh my God, no, I can't do that. But if you do it the right way and you go at it the proper way, you get a really good tasting product at the end of it. And that's what I think we have to offer.
So how many different offerings do y'all have?
Good Lord. At the distillery proper, we have 23 SKUs total. But we do moonshines, we do flavored whiskeys, we do cream liqueurs, we have bourbon, vodka, gin, rum. We kind of run the gamut.
So, Zeke, there are two of them. We have a left one and a right one here. I'm going to take this left one. Zeke's sniffing them. They are flavored whiskey.
It's not blind for me, but I'm going to drink them too.
This left one, man, that's super sweet, but it's got a little caramel to it. Am I off on that?
You're right on the nose. So do you taste anything else in that? Maybe on the finish?
It's a little bit, it's caramel. It's almost like a candy bar.
So you're looking at salted caramel there. And okay. The little trick we do is on the tail end, you're getting a backsplash of maple on the tail end.
Maple? Interesting.
Yes.
And now the right one, oh man.
At least the right's smoother.
Right is like rich and has caramel and some other, or not caramel, it's like chocolate.
Thankfully, no. We actually add very little. So we add very little sugar at all. The natural flavors are really what carry those. You're right. On the left one, there is some chocolate. That's a part of it. That's a part. I'd say about half.
Is this the peanut butter cup?
That is the peanut butter cup.
I love this one. I was drinking this earlier.
So the peanut butter cup, it's a blend of 2 different chocolates. It's 60% dark chocolate, 40% milk chocolate. Then there's just some creamy peanut butter, and we add just a pinch of baking salt to keep the sweetness down on that.
Now, how much, what's the proof on this?
So the proof on both of those is 60.
Which isn't bad, 30 ABV.
No.
So.
Yeah, if you make it too high, it's too hot for some people. If you make it too low, it's too sweet for some people. So we try to hit that middle ground.
Well, that is awesome. And now I hear there's a rye I'm supposed to ask you about.
No, we don't do rye, though this year we do have our first 2-year-old bourbon coming out in September.
Well, that is awesome. Am I going to... Let's keep in touch. We'd love to try it before you have it come out and have you back on the show. We'll do a little bit more.
And maybe one day we can do a remote, maybe from our tasting room up there in Nashville.
That would be awesome.
Maybe have you guys up. I know we've got a few different occasions coming up this year, and the Marathon Village always has stuff going on.
Well, let's do that.
So... And you guys could also have fun because, of course, we're right next to Nelson's Greenbrier and our buddies at Corsair. So.
Kyle, thank you so much for coming by. More to come. And where can people find Tennessee Legend? Are you on Instagram, Twitter?
So Tennessee Legend, we have all the major socials. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Of course, you can go to our website, TennesseeLegend.com. And that links to all of our relevant socials. And, we do have 4 tasting rooms in Tennessee, Sevierville, Cookeville, and Nashville.
Perfect.
So feel free to stop in and see us, guys.
Kyle, thank you so much, and we'll see you down the road.
Hey, appreciate you.
All right, so there's so much going on here at Whiskey Warmer. Everybody's kind of going around everywhere. There's bluegrass band playing. We lost power for a little bit. Zeke's just kind of here taking it all in. I don't really know what he's doing. We have the pick is still going on at Leiper's Fork. And now we have our friend Corey from Chattanooga Whiskey who came to sit with us. We love Chattanooga Whiskey. We've sat with John before. We've talked to Tim. We really need to go down there. And Tim, if you're listening, we are going to come down and see you in person here soon. But instead you brought Corey, and we're fine having Corey anytime he wants to come hang out with us. Right?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Super happy to be on the show. Long-time fan for sure.
First time, long time?
First time, long time.
Well, thank you so much. Now, are you from Chattanooga, or do you live up here in Nashville?
No, man, I'm actually from Chattanooga, Tennessee. They tried kicking me out twice. I wouldn't leave, though, man.
They try kicking Zeke out all the time here with that mustache,
I left Chattanooga on my own.
Well, did you live in Chattanooga?
Yeah, for about a year. It was rough times.
But there's some great stuff down in Chattanooga. There also is, straight across the street from Chattanooga Choo Choo, you have the Urban Distillery for Chattanooga Whiskey. And then you guys also have a bigger facility that's kind of down the way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the experimental location where we only focus on doing single batch and single barrel whiskeys is on Market Street, right across from the legendary Chattanooga Choo Choo. That's also where you can do all your tours and tastings. And then just a short 2 miles down the road is where you have our location on Riverfront Parkway. So that's where our macro location is, where we're working on our new flagship product, the Tennessee High Malt, and where we have that event hall as well.
Now, how many experimentals do you guys have all in all now?
Oh, man, it's over 15.
There's so many. I mean, I've had the wheated, I've had the Scottish, I've had the high malt, I've had the high rye.
So we've also released, just this past month, we released a single malt whiskey, which is super tasty. The month previous before that, we released the rye whiskey, the single barrel version of it. So we did that release where we went through releasing single batches. So where we did single batch, and now we're doing single barrels up until we release our new flagship product.
Oh man, that's hot. We need to come down and see you and drink some of those single barrels.
Absolutely.
But
so what? Oh, we actually just got done doing the last release of our 1816 single barrels, but some of the Tennessee High Malt single barrels are starting to age, so I'm sure we're going to get into doing some private barrel selects there.
That would be great. Some stores doing some picks, some private groups doing some picks. Now, you brought something for us right now. I have a feeling we've reviewed this already on the show. This is real. What'd you bring us?
So I brought over the 1816 cast strength. So the cast strength is an unfiltered barrel-proof bourbon. This is as close as you can get to drinking it directly out of the barrel. So 113.6 proof, but super smooth to hold that alcohol content for sure.
It is really, really, you could not tell. It's 113.6.
Yes, sir.
And I know that you guys have those bumper stickers that look like you're doing a marathon. It's like the 23.6 and
Yeah,
113.6.
This is the only marathon I'm running.
But this is really, really good and smooth.
I've actually challenged John for us to do a marathon or some other running event for charity. Literally, just to raise funds for a charity.
We hold them in Chattanooga all the time. You'd be more than welcome to come run with us.
I mean, find us a good one. We'll put it out there. Something where John has to run.
You're running, John.
I'm fine running. I was a lineman. I'm really good at doing 50-yard sprints. I could do 15-yard sprints, 10-yard sprints. I don't want to run 10 miles. What's the point?
There needs to be dollars based on
Where else can the folks find you? What's going to be coming up this way to Nashville? I know you guys have the beer barrel finish, which is always one of my favorites because you're actually doing it with local distilleries. There were like 10 or so distilleries that you guys partnered with to get that done. What else should the folks in Tennessee be expecting, and what about the folks outside of Tennessee?
Well, so right now we're currently distributed to 4 states. We got Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee.
Okay.
We're shipping out to about 38 states right now, so we're trying to keep it as broad as possible, trying to get it to as many people. But the big thing to keep your eye out for is in the summertime when we release the new Tennessee High Malt, the new flagship product that's going to be carrying us forward. Everyone's been super excited about it. We've done a lot of blind taste tests, and everyone's really enjoying the Tennessee High Malt recipes. So that's going to be the big one to watch out for. It's going to be Barrel 91, which is the new flagship product.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Now, until then, are you guys on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that other fun stuff?
Oh, yeah,
Where
absolutely. You can find us all over Facebook, all over Instagram, Chattanooga Whiskey. You can tag us Vote Whiskey, Chattanooga Whiskey, Whiskey to the People. Find us at all of those tags.
Well, cheers. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, Corey.
Absolutely.
And we hope to come down to Chattanooga and see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Come see us. It's a pleasure, man.
All right. Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we now have Sam and Eric from Leiper's Fork Winery that are sitting here. They want to go through the blind challenge, the Dad's Drinking Bourbon blind challenge. Now, on our podcast a lot, we taste things blind. And what that does is that levels the playing field. You don't see what the labels are. You don't know what's behind it. So you might be sitting there thinking that Pappy Van Winkle's the best thing in the world. You go ahead and do it in a blind tasting against something else. Maybe you think it still is. Maybe you think it isn't. But the only way, the number one equalizer out of everything is to do a blind tasting. So we have 7 different whiskeys right here, or it's actually 7 different spirits. They may or may not be whiskey. They may or may not be a bourbon, rye, whatever it is. It could be something else. But what we're doing is you guys go ahead and sip these and just simply tell us what you like best, what you don't like best. You guys, I expect a wine palate to be pretty refined.
Totally different than whiskey, right?
Well, it's totally different, but you guys are all about nuances, things like that. So go through this. All you have to do is just say what you like, what you don't like.
All right, I get apricot in the first one. You get apricot in the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. The first one for sure. It's really smooth, very light and finish. Nice.
I get orange in the second one. Ooh. The third one is like maple syrup.
Like maple syrup?
Yes.
Good.
Which one
It's
are
got
you
some
on
heat
right
right
now?
there.
The third one is maple syrup.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna try that one.
I will. Try that one. I'll knock you on your ass.
You guys are just going back and forth. It's kind of interesting. We
Oh
haven't
yeah,
done.
that's total maple and sea.
Right? It's like drinking maple syrup.
Yeah.
We haven't done 2 people at the same time yet tonight. So
That is, I don't even know if I want to drink it.
Oh,
I can taste it by
so
smelling
good.
it. Wow, it's very medicinal. You know, it's just,
Ooh, the fourth one's a little hot.
yeah, it's got a lot of heat on it.
That's hot.
It looks like a Leiper's Fork Distillery.
No Leiper's Fork Distillery in this blind. Although we are watching people, the barrel pick is going along strong.
Okay.
So this is the first barrel strength Colonel Hunters that you could get next to us.
Let's see.
Isn't this fun? I mean, you guys have no idea what's in here. It's got to be a little fun, right?
I like the third one the best so far. I like C.
What's your favorite out of all?
Well, I can't tell you. I'm not going to sway you.
Oh, you're not swaying me. I just want to know what you
We
like.
can talk about this after the fact, after you go through them.
The fifth one's hot.
Yeah.
That one's
Not my
hot.
jam.
So we're doing letters.
Still A
So
and B
it's
on all
A,
that.
B, C, D, E, F, G.
Okay, so E is hot, D is hot, C is big.
Yeah, that's straight up pancake. You got B and E there.
Oh, what is that?
Which one are you on?
We are on F,
Okay.
and it's like it's rhubarb.
Rhubarb? You
It's
got
rhubarb.
I get rhubarb.
F has rhubarb.
That's a weird one.
That you
It's
know,
there though.
women absolutely have more. They have more receptors on their
Right.
palate and their noses. So if she gets rhubarb,
Yeah, I trust her.
I trust her 100%.
I got rhubarb on F. I like
Yeah.
F.
It's kind of like
F
a very fruit nut.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's got a long finish too. Right? It's got a good finish.
Yeah.
All right, G.
Last but not least,
G's hot.
G is hot.
Really hot. I don't know. I can't get G.
All right. So what's your favorite then?
You like that maple, don't you?
No, I like F.
You like F is
I
your
like
favorite,
F. F is my favorite.
and then C is your second favorite,
C
right?
is my second favorite.
What's your least favorite out of all these?
G? G was just too hot.
Okay. What about you?
I'm going B and A.
Okay, so A. Well, actually, let me tell you first. F was barrel. It was a
Okay.
barrel whiskey. You liked C. That was Papa's Pilar rum. A was Peerless Rye. And B was Filibuster.
Interesting.
D was a Rough Rider Rye. E was a Copper and Kings Barrels and Brews pick. And the F is actually one you can find at Barrels and Brews.
Really?
So when Barrels and Brews opens in Nolensville, go down there. That'll be there. That pick might actually be at Carother's Wine and Spirits right now. They're one and the same. They're just moving stores. But, man, speaking of stores, when are you guys opening? Are you already open? Where can people find
Well,
you?
right now I'm actually in the process of planting. I started spring 2018 with over an acre and a half. This year I'm adding an additional 4 acres of vines. But we're looking to hopefully open spring next year, if possible.
Well, that is
It's
awesome.
a lot of hard work. So we gotta be established before we can open the door.
Are you guys on social media or anything?
Absolutely.
Already? So where can people find you?
Leiper's Fork Winery on Instagram. Even
Leiper'sForkWinery.com.
Leiper'sForkWinery.com.
And people can see the journey along with
That's
you.
it.
and-
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You can
Well,
join
we
us
would
along
love
the
to come down and visit and see how this goes. See what goes into actually making a winery. It's something that we don't know, but
Yeah.
I find it interesting. So please stay in touch, and we look forward to seeing when you guys actually have it come out.
I would love dads that drink bourbon to come on down and drink a little bit of wine.
We'll try it. We'll try it for you.
It's all good.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we are back here at Whiskey Warmer. Zeke has been kicked out of his seat, and I have a much more attractive co-host right now. as Lindley Kennedy is sitting down with me. Also across from her is her also much more attractive than me husband, Lee Kennedy. They are both sitting here. Zeke is watching, but I'm interested. First and foremost, Lee was absent from Whiskey Warmer for a while. Lindley, can you tell us where he was?
Yes, I will, John. First of all, John, thank you for having us, and I love your enthusiasm and just happiness for us. It makes me happy and smile.
Well, we
I
love
appreciate that.
everything you all are doing, and local brands that are doing it right. You have to embrace that. You have to cultivate it, and you have to scream it from the rooftops, because there aren't always people that are doing it with the love, care, and there's plenty of people that are. But when you find people that are doing it right and really care about what they're doing, you guys are putting your own distillate in there. You're really, it's your family's livelihood on the line too. It means something, right?
It does.
And you wanna help those people.
Yeah, we appreciate that. It's fun, especially, John, we're here at this Whiskey Warmer that's in West Haven. Our farm is literally, as a crow's fly, less than a mile from this space that we're sitting here right now. And me, as a Nashville native, I've lived in Franklin for 16 years, but I was born and raised in Nashville. It's fun to see Franklin have something like this Whiskey Warmer that we are so honored to be a part of, and see these folks come out and really just want to learn the brands that are out there and taste them and learn more about them. And it's really cool having people like y'all that want to educate the consumer. And I know that's one of Lee's main roles. He's always been the main part of his job. He wants to educate the consumer. And he's one of the smartest I know, so it's fun to see him sit around and talk to people.
Well, and that's something that I think for us, there's a lot of shows that come from a distillery focus or an industry focus, and we're a consumer focused show in the sense that we want to learn more. Yes. And we're also sitting there saying we're dads, we're going out, you go into a liquor store. One of the reasons it made us start this is you go to a liquor store, you see all these different bottles, and you're going to be overwhelmed. Yes. You're going to sit there and say, I don't know what the heck all of this is. And then when it comes down to it, it's like, all right, well, these 5 were distilled in the same place. These other 5 were distilled in the same place. How do you actually read a bottle? How do you decide which one you pick? One of them's going to be $120. One of them's going to be $60. Is that $120 really worth it? These were all things that we thought about, like when we went to the store, and you could be overwhelmed. And some things are like, you might go into the store, and I think this is something outside of Tennessee that people might not know about Leiper's Fork Distillery. You go into a store and you're like, oh, well, I don't know what half the bottles are, where they come from. And it's one of those things where if we could let people know about some of those other distilleries, so that when they come to Nashville, they realize you can go to Bellmead, Corsair, H. Clark, Leiper's Fork, Nashville Craft, Leatherwood, Corsair. There's so many different distilleries from a stone's throw in Nashville that it's also just letting people know what the options are too.
I totally agree.
But I've been rambling. You made me ramble.
No, it's okay.
So back to why Lee wasn't. Thank you for all of that,
yes.
by the way.
Well, so back to why Lee was not here right when this thing kicked off. So, as you know, Lee and I both went to Auburn.
And you guys beat my Kentucky Wildcats last weekend.
Yes, we did.
I'm very bitter. But you guys
I'll tell you this, John. The first time in mine and Lee's relationship, and we've known each other for going on 20 years, this was the first year ever, I think, that he and I really cared about watching Auburn basketball together. True story. I will admit that I probably only went to maybe 3 Auburn basketball games throughout my entire college career at Auburn. But tonight, we knew we had the Whiskey Warmer. It was supposed to be last weekend. Then it fell on this weekend. We made it to the Final Four. Lee wanted to watch that game, and he knew that we were in great hands here with our team. We have Pops and King over there. you know, representing us at our table, and they're great. And so guess what? We did that, and we're thankful that this year we could do that. Last year we may not have been able to, but this year we were.
And what was the final score?
And for the record, we got totally robbed.
You did?
That foul in the last 0.6 seconds was just unbelievable. I have no words for that. I'm still like crying inside. I'm sitting here crying.
John, he was not happy. He left.
It's taken Lee 5 minutes to talk.
I know.
Because he's just been crying.
I'm still shell shocked, man.
Well, all I know is that. So who beat y'all, Virginia?
Yes, Virginia beat us tonight. But you know, it's a win for Auburn basketball. You know, we had a good run. I'm proud of my school, and it's a good program building season. And it's always good to, you know, we always looked up to the Kentucky Wildcats, and so it's good to beat a rival, a new rival like Kentucky, just because y'all are always at the top of your game. So. Anyway, both had 2 good seasons.
We have a wonderful cocktail that somebody just dropped off to us. I don't necessarily know what it is.
I don't know what she brought us.
Looks like a peach thing. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I do have to say, the fishbowl is full.
Yay. Did
Nice.
you try them, John? Did you try all 3?
I did try all 3.
Are you out of whiskey?
I might have saved just a small bit.
I hope you did.
Because I'm selfish.
Did you vote?
I did vote.
Okay.
Well,
so are y'all going to pull it tonight and let us know, or how's that going to happen?
it depends on how long it actually takes me to count all of this. I don't know where Zeke went, but
If Zeke's helping, that could take a while.
if Zeke's helping, that could take a while. He was talking to Lee. I don't know what the heck he was talking about to Lee before we actually got on here, but
I can't tell you.
But if I have to count this and try to edit this episode, while y'all were gone, they actually cut the power on us for a little bit. So we just had a lot going on. I don't know. The breaker went. So we had a breaker go. We had a bunch of stuff going on. It was crazy, but I have to tell you that table has just been
Booming.
steady flow all night of people wanting to pick this barrel.
Awesome.
Great. It's really good to hear.
That is
So I'm really, really excited.
And I don't know if it was Lee's idea or your idea, but I think that's a really cool thing that we should make kind of an annual deal. Like, how cool is that too? Because most of these folks that are here are locals, so they have a part in choosing what our next single barrel release will be. It's great marketing for us because they're going to look out for the next word of when we have a single barrel release. So that's exciting.
And it's the first cast strength Colonel Hunters.
Oh,
Yes.
I missed that part.
Yeah, that'll be the very first cash.
Yay.
It is the very, very first. I called Lee and I said, Lee, you're much smarter than me. You have better ideas than me. So you tell me an idea. No, actually, I said I have an idea for you.
You totally did.
Good idea, John.
I didn't want
Great
to take
idea.
I wanted to make Lee look good. But I said, Lee, I have an idea. You guys are a local brand.
Yeah.
Carother's is a local shop that is sponsoring Whiskey Warmer. We're a local podcast. We all have to do something together. So I said, why don't we do a pick? And have you guys done a single barrel? And at first, the funny thing is, and I hid my elation because when I first asked Lee about doing a cast strength single barrel, he goes, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we got everything all batted. And then I showed up to do the interview with you guys that was long overdue. And Lee said, well, we have 112 to 122 proof. And I was like, hot damn, we do? So we wanted to do it cast strength. And when I found out we were actually going to get it cast strength, I know that's going to make people flock to it. We're going to put a fun sticker on it.
I love it.
So it'll be great.
Well, hey, Lee, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you know the proofs of every one of these bottles?
Oh, yeah. They're labeled on there. I've got that label for John and Zeke. You know, I don't think the consumers may not know the proof. I'm not sure how much information they're sharing with
Did you
them.
tell the consumers that?
Well, let's talk about it right now. We have barrel 135.
Okay.
It's 122.4 proof. It's a 9-year, 11-month, and 5-day-old whiskey. It is 72% corn, 20% rye, and 8% malted barley. We have barrel number 4, and this is in no specific order. I've messed this up, so if you're listening and you were here, you don't know what 1, 2, and 3 were. Barrel number 4 was a 9-year, 11-month, 5-day old whiskey. It is 72% corn, 20% rye, 8% barley. It's 120 proof. And then Barrel 21, is 112.6 proof. It is a 10-year-old whiskey, 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% barley.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm
That's
smart.
exciting.
I write things down. We should have tested Lee.
No, I mean, it's a lot of information for a lot of different things running around. Lee, when they do choose it, how many bottles will come out of each barrel?
So on average, probably about 220 bottles we get out of that barrel, depending on angel share. You know, most of that 9-year-old whiskey is having about 30 gallons coming out of that. At its cask strength, so we're able to get 220 bottles per barrel. It'll probably be a little less though since we're doing this cask strength. So I just thought about that. So we're doing a cask strength. We're going to be lucky to get 200 bottles out of it. But it's such a rare thing to do. You don't see a lot of single barrel cask strengths on the market, so it's kind of a good chance to see what that whiskey does, unadulterated by any water, as it's coming out of that barrel after 9 to 10 years. So it's kind of a unique opportunity and a unique whiskey to get out of single barrel cask strength. So John had a good idea on that for sure.
Well, we'll have to do this again. Before I let you guys go, what's your favorite so far out of what you guys have? Now, this can include the rye that I just tasted.
The white rye?
Not
Or
the white rye, the aged rye.
Okay.
That I might have half a bottle back of the house, half a 375. So whatever the math is on that, I'm very excited. I've been nursing that.
John, you're actually the first person outside of the company who's tried that whiskey. So
And it was damn good.
thanks, man.
It was damn
Lee,
good.
did you tell John about our awards?
No,
Lee doesn't like to talk about this much, but I'm proud of it.
No, they're sitting there
I'm
in
proud.
the office. They're sitting there in April's
yes,
office.
and these are new. We
Yeah.
just released in last month in March. Tell everybody about our awards,
Yeah,
guys.
so anyway, we sent some spirits off to the American Distilling Institute's spirits competition we had in Denver this year, and last year we won gold and two silvers, and this year we did the same thing, gold and 2 silvers. I don't put a lot of stock in awards. We just try to do our thing and for better or for worse, and kind of stand behind that. But it's good to get validation. My crew, I like to do that for them, and it's good to get some positive feedback at awards and things like that. That's not our end all be all to win awards. It's to make good whiskey that people enjoy. But it's good to get good validation.
Well, you're always gold medal in our book.
Thank you, John.
Or double gold. You're double gold in our book. Both of you. There's 2 of you, and I just have to say, while I have you here publicly, I did take my daughter to a tour at Leiper's Fork. Lee was not there because he was homesick. Auburn was not on TV, but Lindley, you were so kind. You and your father were so kind to my daughter and I. I just want to thank you guys for the Southern family hospitality. And if you are in Nashville or the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area, go down, see a family-run distillery, see down-home good people doing it right in one of the most beautiful distilleries I've ever seen. Go down to Leiper's Fork, and Lee and Lindley, thank you so much for partnering with us on this single barrel. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, John.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and people that are listening to Dad Drinking Bourbon continue to do so, because these guys are first class and they know what they're talking about. So thanks for having us.
And it's nice to have passionate people like you too that truly enjoy the world of bourbon and whiskey and everything that goes behind the scenes to get that.
Thank you guys very much. Have a great night.
All right, thank you, John.
We're going to have someone else on before we close, so cheers.
Thanks,
All
bro.
right, thank you.
So we are back here at Whiskey Warmer. Things are winding down. It is the last 10 to 15 minutes of Whiskey Warmer. I feel like we have our Matt Damon with us, and I am Jimmy Kimmel. Because every time I see Ian from Templeton Rye, I'm like, we're going to have you on, and then time runs out. So I wanted to make sure tonight that time did not run out.
Well, I appreciate that. We are always busy, so we never get to get on with it.
I know you're busy pouring stuff, and we're busy talking and bullshitting, but you know, what does Templeton Rye have for people that might not be familiar? Tell us a little bit about the brand and the things you sling. It could be bourbon, it could be other stuff as well, right?
Man, so Templeton Rye, the cool thing about Templeton, as I was saying, it's always on the forefront of the rye re-evolution. Right? We've been around for about 10 years, and when we came out, there were only a handful of ryes, right? I mean, there was Rittenhouse, there was, Old Overholt, there was those guys. And then all of a sudden, boom, rye just blew up on the market. And I like to think Templeton had a hand in all of that. Now with all our marks, we've got our 4-year, we've got our 6-year, we got our limited barrel strength, which you guys have right there. We have something for everything. I say the 4-year it's the gateway drug for bourbon drinkers to drink rye whiskey.
And it can be, the spice that people get on a rye.
Right.
It can be a little bit of a shock.
It can be tough.
Be in the front of your mouth.
Ryes are dry, they're earthy, they're herbal, they're spicy. It's that spice you talked about. And that's off-putting to bourbon drinkers a lot of times. The 4-year has a nice little vanilla backbone, and it makes it very approachable for bourbon drinkers.
Now, you brought something here for us that's pretty special. It's actually a barrel strength, but how old is that one?
So there's no age statement on there because we're going to pick different barrels in different batches every 2 years. So it is a straight rye, though. So it's got that age right there.
So it's at least 4 years.
Exactly.
Right?
It's at least 4 years.
That's a good thing.
Right.
And then you're going to have whatever. I mean, we had Bruce Russell on one time, and we were talking about age statements, no age statements, and he was saying, well, if I have a 4-year that's really good that I want to throw in, that's great, but if I don't do that, then I can't throw a 16 in with something else. I'm limited by age statements sometimes.
Age statements are tough, right? But there's a reason there are age statements out there, right? They let people know we took the time, we sat on it, we let it mature, because look, we all know this. There's a reason whiskey needs to see wood, right? It mellows it out. It just makes it a great whiskey.
Man, what a voice on her! You could really hear that coming through right now. Z.
Coal miner's daughter?
Yeah, she's got a great voice.
You should sing that later.
We should.
You definitely don't want me singing. I promise you that one. That's for damn sure.
No, Ian's the type of guy I just want to hang out with. So if you ever see Ian at an event, Ian's just a cool shit. So
well, I appreciate it.
I always say that with love. I mean, I really do like talking to Ian. We just don't always get to hang out and
we're busy guys.
Be behind a microphone. But this is really good.
Yeah.
What is this retail for?
So this is only $54.99, right? 114 proof barrel strength rye whiskey at $54.99. For a straight rye, when you're looking at things that, typically rye whiskeys of this caliber, you're in the 80s, 90s, $100. There's no reason to spend that. Like, go out there and get a good quality product.
It's got a really, really nice finish to it. What do you think, Zeke?
She'd be like, oh, insurance.
I'm working through it. It's layered.
Yeah. It's complex.
I'm literally just trying to work through it and find notes.
But that's a good thing that it's layered for.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the piggyback a day or two ago. It was a fair rye, but literally the first thought that comes to mind is it's fair.
It's fair. I haven't had the piggyback yet, so I don't know.
At the proof, to me, it literally reminded me of like Michter's 10 this year.
Okay.
Michter's 10 rye this year.
Which is delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
But had it been 10 points higher,
yeah.
Not
right, exactly.
I mean, like, so I felt that with piggyback. With this, I like this because it leads to thoughts. Like, it's not simple. It's not, oh yeah, fair rye, blah, blah, blah.
Sit there and chew on it for a minute.
Blah, blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
You want something you got to work up and think about.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times you don't want that, but
Heck, we've all had a lot of those whiskeys in this day and age. I'm not going to say that.
You can't say that. You have to be nice to everybody.
I have to be diplomatic about everything.
you can nod and wink. We all know it.
Get me off the air. We'll talk whiskey.
I am 100% a buy on this one. Zeke, what about you?
Yeah, no. At the price, cash drink.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it.
And we wouldn't say that because you were here. If we didn't like it, we'd say pass.
Hey, guys, look, I'm on the road a lot.
It requires you to work through it, which is admirable.
I'm on the road a lot. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and y'all's being one of them that I listen to a lot. I know you're not going to bullshit anybody out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no malt here for John to get excited about.
There is a little malt in there.
Or apricot.
Oh.
Zeke likes when I say one word over and over during an episode.
I have catchphrases. They're side drinking games. I tell people, when you
drinking
listen to
game-
this episode, here's the word you have to listen for. And every time John says it, you have to take a shot.
Ooh, that's a good drink.
And
right there.
well,
Might be
you know,
dangerous.
You know what I'm going to do sometime, and Zeke's going to love it? I am going to release the unedited version of Zeke Baker trying to get through a podcast. And the pauses between the words. I make this guy sound interesting. The least he could do is just say thank you.
I do.
I mean,
when?
He says thank you every time he pours you a shot.
He
I
doesn't
say
pour
thank
me.
you every time I say, where's mine?
There it is right there. Come on, there's there more?
So what else do you guys have? You have that Templeton
So
stuff.
I
You
work
have a
for
vodka,
a
right?
company called Infinium Spirits, and we own Templeton. We're a big partner in it. We also represent a bunch of small boutique spirits. We do Zio rum, which is actually a great whiskey drinker's rum. It's a Solera 16-year. It's great for Scotch drinkers. We do Corralejo Tequila. Corralejo is actually one of the top 10 tequila brands in the country. It's outpacing the category. Our silver, for the price, it's a shooter mixer brand. Our Reposado is one of the top selling tequilas in Mexico. And our Añejo, make an old fashioned with our Añejo, you will not be upset. Right?
You did mix up a Manhattan
I
over there.
did make a Manhattan tonight with our Templeton 4-year, which I say that's my bourbon drinker's gateway drug to rye whiskey. Get it? No?
Tastes like perfume.
Perfume, D. Tastes like perfume, ladies and gentlemen.
She does like.
Perfume.
Yes.
Right into it.
Oh, your diaper's bottle is Carother. I love you. Oh my God, that tastes like shit.
See, this is
You
the
never
problem.
know what's going to happen.
This is what happens at the end of these festivals. God only knows.
It is the end of the festival.
It is. It's actually 9 o'clock. It is the end.
It is 9. We can shut down here.
Oh my God! She even threw it away.
She even threw it away. Her husband is taking her out at this point.
Get her on out of here.
At this point, it's time for us all to shut down and go.
Fair
home.
enough.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
for coming
thank you
by.
guys for what you're doing. You guys are doing a great thing. So
I'm giving you a left-handed handshake.
I'm giving you. Yeah, we'll mix that up. I do it all the time.
But we will see you down the road here soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Zeke, it has been a fun night at Whiskey Warmer. What was your favorite part about the night tonight as we were here?
I was happy you ignited the night.
I did ignite the night tonight. What about you?
I think we still have samples to go.
It's 9 o'clock. They're kicking us out of here. We don't have samples to do anymore.
Sounds like speed dating.
It does sound like speed dating. It sounds like something we should do another night. Zeke,
You have a wife to drive you home. I have somebody to drive me home.
we want to thank the folks at Whiskey Warmer for letting us podcast here tonight. We want to thank the good folks at Carother's Wine and Spirits, Crown Royal. We can thank Franklin Cigar, all the other sponsors that made Whiskey Warmer happen. A special thank you to Leiper's Fork for letting us do the single barrel. Zeke, anybody you want to thank?
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet Baby Jesus. You can find us on Instagram at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Facebook at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Twitter at Bourbon Dads. You can find us on your favorite podcast apps, Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, Podknife. iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, whatever it is. You can find us there. Please leave us an open and honest review. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Cheers.
Ciao.